People, what the hell is really happening in the football fraternity in Jamaica? Yeah? What the hell is really happening to our football at this moment? Seeing the news, seeing the report, Rudolph Speid, there might be a potential of him being an interim coach. My goodness grace. It was all over the wall. This was all over the wall. And if it goes to plan and he get appointed to be the new reggaeboy head coach for the next FIFA window, it was all over the wall. But I'm going to give my takes as well. You understand? I'm going to give my takes and also, DR Congo team. It seems like the more you're looking at it, the more you see a few news flashes coming around, about the DR Congo team. It seems like it's going to get harder and harder, on paper. You understand? It's like chaos at this moment. It seems like Jamaica and a whole bite the bullet and getting repair of stuff that has happened in the past. So the country kind of pay for everything at this moment. I'm not sure, but I'm just looking at it like Speid might be a potential head coach for the senior men's national team for the reggaeboyz. Ooh. What go on in a John shop? Yeah? What really a go on in a John shop? I can't understand this. Can't understand this. It was all over the cards, man. It was all over the card. But people, saw something last night. I saw something last night around 6, 7 o'clock where Stephen Mavididi, the Leicester City player. Yeah, I heard that they approached him at first earlier, and I guess he rejected DR Congo, and he decided that he want to represent DR Congo, which is his parents' country. You understand? I think he's a French player, born in France or something like that, but his parents are, from the DR Congo, the Democratic of Republic, DR Congo. You understand? Which DR Congo is the same. But I mean, looking at it, man, Wissa might be there as well, which he have already played in qualifiers, so he might be there fully fit. Yeah, Wissa might be in Mexico coming in March, fully fit. Wissa, Bakumbo. So they have a fully pledged squad of players that really going to come at this Reggae Boy team, which we not guarantee, but we expect to beat New Caledonia. You understand? And also $1 million for each player. Yeah? That's a story I've seen been going around when they beat, I think, Nigeria, either Cameroon or Nigeria. Seeing it that, also they expect every player expect to earn around $1 million reward for bonus of qualified the team. So every player have $1 million upon them head. You think the player them not gonna be pumped up even more? And I've also heard as well that there's a village in DR Congo outside of the big capital. I forgot the big capital, big city in DR Congo. At least every player going to donate at least 15% of that winning bonus salary if they qualify for the World Cup to build 2 schools and 2 hospitals in that vicinity. So the players are fighting for their people as well and to build infrastructure so it can better the people in the vicinity. But the chaos in Jamaica and the football fraternity, Rudolph Speid, the news been swirling around like it's just all over. I even remember just before the appointment of Steve McLaren, they said that, they have abundance of coaches that apply for the job that they can choose from. And Ricketts as well. I've heard him, I think it was around Nations wide. I heard an audio clip of him talking about there's quite a few, applicants there already. So I'm saying they are just they just apply. They just apply because it's just out there, it's just vacant. The position is just vacant, so they just apply. But it seems like they already make their mind up. But let's see how much we can push back on this, because me cannot understand a man. He's coaching Cavalier Football Club. Yeah, he's the chairman of the committee board, and he's a newly appointed as the technical advisor. So if you came in at a crisis when the team got dislodged from the Gold Cup, devastated out of the group stage, and it was in crisis of whether McLaren can take up the job for the next 6 games, that's very important in the history of Jamaican football. Are you going to stand by him? The coach came and said that you are the one. You understand? Trust you. And you always say, and the coach always in a dialogue like, where this come from? Where all of this come from? I mean, I get this. Rudolph Speid to be the manager? I mean, whoa. I'm in a little bit of shock, disbelief. Yeah? And also, I'm going to play a clip as well. A former reggae boy player, former striker, someone that, heard, scored a goal in the national stadium as well. Yes, and I've grown up and I heard that goal that he scored and he famously beat, the Paraguayan team in the national stadium. I think he scored a goal, would have heard as well, in a Gold Cup as well, scored in a friendly. Scored quite a few goals, not much, but just around a handful. Marcus Gayle dislodging himself from the vacant position of the head coach of the senior men's national team. And that's why I'm going to play that clip as well. But I understand, like, a man that came in just around when there's like no one trusts McLaren anymore, and he's an advisor for McLaren, and he's the one that, advising McLaren to do all these stuff. I remember even the Cuba game, McLaren was talking about the potential of how you want the team to play. Like Hal Grimson, want the team to play a different way. So he's trying to break the players out of that habit from playing a more defensive mode. From Hal Grimson, he's trying to bring that back and try to play a more ball possession, more high press. And now all of a sudden, we see Speid, like he totally revamped the tactics of the team and how the team want to play. Long ball FC, the same way his club team play in Cavalier. I'm not agreeing with this, man. I know for sure we have better options out there that we can try to unlock. Better options. But it's just that we just need to take our time and scan. And it's going to tell me that not even a week since McLaren walk away, Speid name been involved already amongst the candidates and amongst the favorite to land that job. My goodness gracious. This seems like a setup. This seems like it's premeditated. As soon as McLaren is out to the door, JFF going to place Rudolph Speid in that position. May I tell you, all of this is a plan. That's what the man do with Jamaican football. Yeah, that's what these guys do with Jamaican football. Jamaican football is like the Simpsons at this time. It's a plan thing. Steve McLaren seems like he premeditated his resignation farm. This thing, it seems like it's a Simpsons show. Premeditated. They planned this. Everything cooked up already. But, I don't know, but, it's just, I'm in a bit of a panic mode at this moment. How can a man that expect to help the coach see the coach is making big blunders and allowing these simple mistakes. Someone that will acknowledge the mistakes that happen in the Gold Cup, and those mistakes continue to happen in the next 3 windows, September, October, November, and could not rectify even one of the windows to say, okay, we tried to solve one of the problem. Nothing was solved. The main problem in that Gold Cup squad was preparation and the structure of the selection of the squad. And we could not even correct that in the next 6 games. So how Speid going to try to correct this on his own? But I'm going to say this as well. We have abundance of coaching staff alongside McLaren. The coach walk, and you gotta tell me that you have a man like Marian Garden who been around for so long, many different occasions. If he is that good of a man for his position, why is he not a candidate for the interim? Someone that who have passed through so many excesses of coaches, so many coaches that came on board and walk away, left Marian Garden. But still, the candidate is someone else who just came on board as close to the head coach as a technical advisor. But Marian Garden is there and he's no good. That means he's not good, and he wasn't just good enough. He's just not good enough. So I'm just saying that if he been there for probably around 5-6 years, or even longer, I can't remember. But you telling me that our assistant coach, our former assistant coach, is not that good enough to be the candidate for a 1.5 spin game in Mexico? That means him never good from morning, and he not learn nothing from previous coaches. The Paul Allen, the Grimmy, the Steve McLaren. You're telling me that if he can't be the candidate, which I think he should not be the candidate, what about McLaren exit the door? Why Marian Garden is still around? Why wouldn't you hear of more people walking? Like, to me, at this moment, it no matter who become the head coach of the national team. As long as these clown bags are in their position, everything will remain the same. The mash mouth president who can't stand up on him foot and rectify these issues that's happening on his decks. Rudolph Speid with a miser brain. Like he want to take Jamaican people for fool. From a team manager to a general secretary. I don't even know what his name. All I know his complexion is just same like the tarp on the ground. Mr. Roy Simpson. You have another one around the Omar McFarlane. The board. What's going on in Jamaican football at this moment, man? What the hell? It's like it's a cult thing going boy. If he is not a part of the clan, if you are not a part of the group, then it doesn't matter if you apply or apply. You're just not going to get the job. There's someone going to be in the circle that they can turn and twist like a puppet. And Speid is the head of the puppet show in the JFF. Him going to lead the team. I think there should be a protest from the players. If we Jamaican people cannot move them away from their posts, the players should stand up for their country. Even if it take us not to show up as players, for these guys to remove themselves from the position, just to let our country suffer, but for the best of our country moving forward. Something needs to be done. Speid. Where is he going? at this moment to be the head coach of what? This is not Cavalier football. The way how you coach Cavalier, this is the same way this national team been running for the last couple of games. It's blatant. It's right there in front of your eyes if you can see. My goodness grace. I think the man them said them is a nationalist. But the man them are on a cult order. This is a group of men. The mashmouth president. Now have no balls. Can't stand up on him foot. Can't make decision on his own. But this is the former reggae boy striker, Marcus Gayle. You know, this legend himself from not trying to be the head coach of the national team, talking about the situation around, you know, what have transpired, you know, during the Steve McLaren tenure, you know, the reggaeboyz for the national team and stuff like that. You understand? So this is what, you know, Marcus Gayle talk about, you know, over the last couple of days on Talk Sports on the Drive. So all courtesy of this video, you know, Talk Sports YouTube channel. So this is what Marcus Gayle has to say around the whole situation, and this legend himself from not even want to be the head coach of a national team. You understand? It's quite okay to be the ambassador for Brentford at this moment. So this is what the former reggae boy player has to say.
For the World Cup, they could still get there though through the playoffs, but they'll have to do it without the former England manager. Let's get more on this now and what it all means as we're joined by former Jamaica captain. As we say hello and good afternoon, welcome to Drive to the wonderful Marcus Gayle. Hi Marcus, how are you?
Good afternoon, not too bad, thanks Andy. Welcome Darren.
How you doing, Andy? Marcus, you right?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming. We can see you on YouTube. Where are you? What's that big thing
on YouTube?
What's that thing over your shoulder? Is that a lamp?
Yeah, it's an office lamp. I'm in the offices at Brentford where I work.
Nice.
So
very nice.
Here we are.
Very nice. Listen, thanks for coming on. Were you? It was a strange one, this, because I thought when McLaren took over, you know, I didn't really know too much about the Jamaican team, if I'm being honest, but I expected you to do pretty well, bearing in mind that a lot of the big hitters in Canada, America, there's another one as well, I can't remember, Mexico, of course, that had all automatically qualified. So I thought, okay, he's definitely going to get into the World Cup. And as things currently stand, he hasn't yet, and he might not. Are you stunned at just how poor a job he's done there?
Just very disappointed in how the outcome of last night has come to. We thought by having Coach McLaren in place, that might just give the nation a boost with his connections to some of the English-born players especially, but to also galvanise the local players as well with his track record. So everyone's just pretty disappointed. You know, I've been online most of the night, just reading comments and stuff, and you know, just kind of getting a sort of post-match synopsis of it all, and it's not good.
No,
the whole nation's quite down, as you can expect.
I mentioned that you might still get there. Obviously, won't be with him because he's resigned. Who do you think he's going to take over? We don't know right yet. Who do you think could be?
It's too early. There's calls for changes at the federation, the JFF. A lot of the fans want changes there to start with, and to try and implement a new regime from the top that can help bring Jamaica to where it needs to. You know, developing players that can play on the world's biggest stage.
Marcus, does it surprise you in terms of why he's resigned now? Because there is still a chance that Jamaica could qualify and get to the World Cup. So the fact that he's almost left you in the lurch when there's an argument that you probably need him the most now because you should have gone through automatically, you haven't, but you still kind of need someone to pick all the players up and go again. Has the timing surprised you from him?
Not really. I think his remit was to try and get the nation to the World Cup. There's still a chance to be done, but I think the timing is fine because right now you've got a few months to go before those playoffs. You can get someone in, and it's, you know, it's like a cup final in itself, and whoever you get in the semi-finals, and then you try and win that final as well. So getting someone else that's fresh, minded, understands the culture of the country as well and what it means, you know, just coming from a devastating situation with the hurricane and stuff. A lot of the people are looking for football to, you know, give them that bit of joy, that happiness, something to talk about. And at the moment, it's not quite there. So who could come in? I'm not quite too sure. I know my former teammate Theodore Whitmore's had a couple goes at being the coach. Maybe it might be a time for him to come back. for these next 2 games, and then maybe take it on from there. But it's hard to say at this moment. It's a results business. Jamaica's a tough place to sort of win people over in that regard, in terms of the quality and the expectations. It's managing the nation's expectations, and I think that's probably one of the biggest problems that he's probably faced. But he's had good players at his disposal. There's a question of team selections at times and who to play and who not to play. So one thing in Jamaica, everyone's is sort of like an expert at being the coach, but they don't have that role. But the person that does have that role, they're always under immense pressure to try and produce the wins.
I think, Marcus, that is the big thing, as you said there. They have got some big players, and they've got players that have played in the Premier League before. You know, I mean, people like Damari Gray, even Pinnock, Deco Reed. You've got good players, Hayden, of course, as well. Is it a case of, I know Steve McLaren is obviously the manager, so obviously he'll get the stick, and he's the one who's obviously lost his job or decided to resign. But do the players as well need to take responsibility as well? Because, as I said, there are players on that pitch that were more than good enough to win that game yesterday.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it needs accountability, not just by the coaching staff or the federation, but also the players. You know, and they got to take a good dose of this on their shoulders as well, because there's talent all over the place. It's just getting that unity, that cultural feel of what it means to represent Jamaica on a national stage. So, yeah, there's some work to be done, but again, there's so much talent there. You just got to put it all together, which might be the problem at times. But I'm sure, and I'm quite confident that whoever we get in the semi-finals, it's going to be a great game, whoever we get. And I'm sure that the new coach that's coming in will get that result that we all need, because, as I said, right now the country's in a bit of a turmoil with the Hurricane Melissa situation. So it will just give everyone a lift and a fighting spirit as well, because Jamaicans are very proudful people, and you just want to see your team do its best, win, lose or draw, but give 100% its best effort. And everyone can go home and say, you know what, we tried, we didn't quite make it. But I don't think the fans are feeling that way at this moment.
Yeah, it's huge for Jamaica, as it is for every country, right? But yeah, we wish you well with that. Listen, before I let you go, I'm curious. I know you played for the under-18s for England, and then you decided to make the switch to Jamaica. Why was that? Was it a decision you made, or someone sort of poached you first before you could get a senior call up for the national side in England? What happened there?
End of the day, I weren't good enough. Simple as that. I played in the under-18s, broke my leg.
Yeah.
But when you look at that sort of time period, which was like the mid-90s onwards, you look at the selection of England strikers that were available, there's probably 10 that you can name. Yeah. You can't name 10 today. But I knew Jamaica was looking. They called me over to Jamaica in about 97, summer of 97. In fact, that was the year I had my best sort of season in the Premier League. So they flew me over, showed me everything that I needed to see. But I had to wait probably 5 or 6 months to get the clearance to actually represent Jamaica. So it was a great period. Very proud to have done my bit, a small bit, but it was a good collective effort from all the players involved.
And the only reason I asked, because I weren't sure if you were coaching or what you were doing at Brentford, maybe you were going to throw your name in the ring for the Jamaica job.
Nah, I'm safe in doing what I'm doing right now. I can be a big mouth from afar. It's always sort of a tough challenge anyway to coach, and especially at international level, so much scrutiny. And the right person will get the job, and they'll get the job right as well. No doubt about that. The people are all behind the team, and that's what needs to be seen at this moment. You know, the country needs unity. It needs happiness as well. And at the moment, it's not in that sort of place right now, but it will rise up again. And we'll be proud to see the Jamaica flag, hopefully, at the World Cup.
Yeah. When we put the phone down to you, if it rings again and it is the Jamaican FA asking if you want the job, what will you say?
I'm not ready for that.
Okay.
Being honest, I'm not really interested in coaching at all. I've had my time doing that over many years, so now I'm well past that stage.
Okay, it's nice that you're incredibly honest, Marcus. What a pleasure speaking to you. Thanks so much for your time, pal. Good luck for the rest of the season as well.
Cheers, Marcus.
Thanks both of you.
Thanks man. There you go, Marcus Gayle, former Jamaica captain. What's interesting there, he went to play for Jamaica in '97. A year later, he's playing in the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I remember Jamaica in the World Cup '98. Remember Robbie Earl scoring a header. Yeah. Unbelievable header, by the way.
Yeah. Well.
So, I mean, drop your comments down in the comment section and let me know what you guys think. But the road, it's not an easy road, man. It's not an easy road. Like, It's not an easy road, and there should be riot for this not to happen. Yeah, there should be riot. Like you can't tell me you came in and to help to rectify this problem, the crisis that you guys think that was happening in the coaching department, and you can't even solve it with your intellect coaching, with your high level coaching that you think you are. You understand? I mean, whoa. Speid think he's that guy, can really solve the puzzle for the national team. But he already feel like someone that already feel for hire the right and proper coach over the years. Someone that who helped damage the reputation of the Reggae Girls. Someone that who brought in Vin Blaine. And because the girls them get rid of him as well, and him want to use him ego to get one over the girls, Lord Donald's contract did not even renew. Someone that who brought success and glory to the Reggae Girls team. These are the fellas that running the football in Jamaica. Someone that who have the highest success and order for the Reggae Girls could not get even a renewal of contract from the group stage to the round of 16 to get beaten by Colombia, almost played England in the quarterfinals. Can't even get a renewal because of their egos. Tell me how we can trust these fellas. How are we going to trust these fellas? So many coaches came and have to leave. 2 coaches already resign on their own. Not getting the sack, but resign on their own. What does that say for this program? What does that say? There has to be an internal issue that need to get, sorted out immediately, effect. And nothing have solved. The man them are on a culture in the federation. If you are not a part of the private society with the mashmouth president, with General Rudolph Speid, with him chigga head back. If you are not a part of this, tell him, man. Right now, more I'm looking at it, the ship is sinking slowly. We might make it to the World Cup, but we ain't going nowhere. We might make it to the World Cup, but we ain't going nowhere with these type of stuff. We ain't going nowhere with these men running the leadership in the administration. We ain't going nowhere. We might make it to the World Cup and get the money, and then them retire, and then them flee. Them gone. Left the program in a red. Where all of the sponsorship money there that came through the door over the last couple of months, why there's no money to pay the staffs, the players, the flights that need to be business class? The players are not asking for private jet for each and every individual because that's not realistic. That's unrealistic for them to get. But they're asking for business flight and they can't even get that. Shame. Shame on the federation. So shame. We going to trust somebody to be the head of the senior team in the coaching department who can't even solve the problem by hiring the right and proper coach? They know him going to see in his own eyes and how to solve the problem. My goodness grace. And at them money I said them go to college and have big degree. Shame. Boy, my crickets, I don't know how to sleep at night time. How? Some want to sleep at night time. Some of the leadership in my country, I don't know how some want to sleep at night time peacefully, knowing the cry from the 876 citizens about many different situations from the leadership board in Jamaica. How some want to sleep. So many eye water upon the name. My goodness, man. That's why I say sometimes when some things happen to certain high society people, you have to question it before you feel sorry for them. God, there's so many high water upon their name. People, I hate that. Ciao. I'm out. Sickening sets of people. Bullshit.